Social Studies Alive, Grade 5, Lesson 3, Section 5, American Indians of the Plateau. The Plateau cultural region lay between the Cascade and the Rocky Mountains. This region included parts of what is now the northwestern states and British Columbia. It has flatlands, rolling hills, and gorges. Summers are hot and winters are very cold. Like the Southwest, rainfall is light, but the Plateau region gets water from the large Columbia and Fraser rivers, which are fed by rainfall and melted snow in the mountains. Many tribes, such as the Nez Perce, Spokanes, and Yakimas, now called Yakimas, lived here. Various types of plants and animals survived on the plateau. Forests grew near the mountains. Other areas had only thick grasses, berries, or camas, a type of lily. The camas root was an important food source for people on the plateau. Some deer and bear roamed the forest, jackrabbits lived in drier sections, and fish filled the rivers. Yakima artifacts show the culture that developed as people adapted to the harsh climate and available resources. For instance, the Yakimas built their winter homes partly underground to escape from the cold. Each home was a circular hole, 3 to 6 feet deep, with a grass mat roof. To help keep heat inside, the Yakimas covered the mat with earth. The Yakima women wove local grasses into clothing, such as basket hats. These hats were cone-shaped but flat on top. The women decorated them with designs. To harvest food such as camas and other roots, the Yakimas developed a digging stick. They used a hardwood stick that was curved and pointed at one end and attached a short handle of an animal horn or bone to the other end. The women pushed a digging stick under a root and then lifted it out of the ground. Section 6. American Indians of the Great Plains. East of the plateau lay the Great Plains Cultural Region. This region extended from the Rocky Mountains to the Mississippi River Valley. From north to south, it stretched from present-day Canada to present-day Texas. Among the many tribes who lived in the region were the Cheyennes, Pawnees, Comanches, and Dakotas. The Great Plains region has bitter cold winters and hot summers. In the 1400s, it was mostly treeless grassland. Many animals live there, including pronghorn antelope, deer, and bear. To American Indians, the most important creature on the plains was the bison. The Western Dakotas considered the bison sacred because it was so valuable to them. They used parts of this animal to make many things they needed to survive. Bison were an important source of food. The Dakotas also made their homes, called teepees, from bison hides. To build a teepee, women sewed the hides together and then constructed a cone out of long poles and covered the cone with the hides. On the outside of the teepee, men painted scenes from daily life. In addition, the Dakotas used bison hides to make warm blankets to wear in winter. They decorated the flesh side of the hides and placed the fur side next to their skin. The Dakotas also recorded important events by painting winter counts on hides. Warriors even made shields from bison hides. Men painted their shields with scenes from their dreams. They believed these images came from heaven and protected them from harm. They also decorated their shields with fur and feathers. Section 7. American Indians of the Eastern Woodlands. The Eastern Woodlands stretched east from the Mississippi River to the Atlantic Ocean. It ran south from the Great Lakes to the Ohio Valley. American Indians settled among its hills and valleys and along its seacoasts. Most tribes spoke either Iroquois or Algonquian. Iroquois tribes included the Mohawks and the Senecas. The Mohegans and the Delawares were two Algonquin tribes, or tribes that spoke Algonquian. The area has 4 seasons, including cold winters and hot summers. Lots of rain helps fill streams and rivers. Birch, oak, and maple trees grew in the woodland forests, which were home to animals such as turkey, deer, and beaver. The Algonquins used trees from the region's forests to build their homes, called wigwams. Winter wigwams were larger than summer wigwams and were used for years. For wigwams, the men bent small trees into a dome-shaped frame and tied them together. Then women covered this frame with birch bark or mats made from plants. The Algonquins used animal skins, such as deer hides, for clothing. Algonquian tribes kept warm by wearing capes made of wild turkey feathers, which they made by sewing together overlapping feathers. The Algonquins made fast, light canoes from several types of trees. They built a cedar frame, covered it with birch tree bark, sewed the bark together with spruce roots, and used maple wood to hold the boat sides together. A man could carry this kind of canoe from one stream to another. Section 8. American Indians of the Southeast. The Southeast cultural region reached south from the Ohio Valley to the Gulf of Mexico. It ran east from present-day Texas to the Atlantic Ocean. This territory included river valleys, mountains, coastal plains, and swamps. In both dry and wet areas, the weather was usually hot. Many tribes, such as the Creeks and the Choctaws, lived in the Southeast cultural region. In the 1700s, the Seminoles came to live in the Everglades swamplands of southern Florida. These swamps are very hot and steamy. Shallow streams crisscross the land, and tall, razor-sharp sawgrass rises from the waters. Giant ferns, cypress, and palmetto trees grow in the humid jungle. Deer roam the forests, and fish, alligators, and snakes lurk in the swampy waters. Several American Indian groups, mostly Creeks, lived in what are now Georgia and Alabama. In the 1700s, members of these tribes moved south into Florida, which was under Spanish rule. Over time, people from other tribes arrived, and this group became the Seminoles. In the 1800s, escaped slaves from the United States also joined this tribe. The Seminoles had a culture suited to swamplands. They built their homes, called chickees, on wooden platforms 3 feet above the ground. Wooden posts supported a slanted roof made of palm tree leaves. To allow breezes to blow through, the chickee had no walls, which was a good design for the hot climate. The swampy environment sometimes forced Seminoles to wear clothing that was unusual for a warm climate. For example, to protect their legs from sharp sawgrass and mosquitoes, Seminoles wore leggings made out of deer hides. To move along the shallow streams, the Seminoles built flat-bottomed dugout canoes from tree logs. They hollowed out with stone and bone scrapers. Lesson Summary. In this lesson, you learned how many American Indians lived hundreds of years ago. You used a map to locate the 7 American Indian cultural regions and learned how each region's environment created challenges for people living there. You also learned how they adapted to these challenges and how the environment influenced their culture. American Indians in each cultural region used local natural resources to make artifacts such as homes, clothing, tools, and art. In the forested Northwest, the Quacoats built wooden homes. In the dry Southwest, the Hopis made homes of clay. People of the California Intermountain Cultural Region used beads from the coast as currency. Each group adapted to its environment. Where American Indians lived influenced what they wore, the type of housing they built, and the food they ate. In the cold plateau winters, the Yakimas built their homes partly underground. In the hot and humid southeast, the Seminoles built houses without walls.